Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome to episode 5 of the Studio Build series. Now, as you can see, there's a lot that has changed over the past few weeks. Some pretty big and exciting things have happened here, so let's jump right in and take a look. Okay guys, well, when we left off in episode 4, I had just finished building and installing a whole bunch of speaker boxes and finished all of my wiring for my audio and security system. So with that done, it was time for the plumbers to come in and get all the water lines roughed in. So to run you through some of them real quick, I'll have a hot and cold line for the sink in the studio, and then I'll also have a sink and some cupboards over on the shop side too. The water lines there had to run along the grade beam to stay on the warm side, but this will get covered up when the grade beams get trimmed out later on. Then I've also got water lines run for my pressure washer setup, water softener, and exterior taps. Okay, with all the rough-ins complete, it didn't take more than a couple of days and the walls were insulated and polyed. The walls are R22 insulation and the ceiling will be R60 blown-in insulation, but they can't blow that in until the ceiling is finished. Over on the shop side, and it's much the same story. The insulation and poly are all done and things are looking nice and neat and ready for finishings. And of course there's progress happening on the exterior as well. The soffits and fascia installation is well on its way, as is the house wrap. Good morning, guys. It is currently 8 o'clock in the morning. I am headed out to the studio right now. It's a bit of a cold morning right now, but yeah, I'm going out to the studio. I've got guys coming out to install PVC panels on the ceiling of the studio. So before we get out there though, I have not had coffee yet, and we are gonna make a quick pit stop at Mike's favorite coffee shop, and that is Tim Hortons. So let's go grab a coffee.
Good morning, how may I help you today?
Hi, can I get a large half coffee, half French vanilla? I don't know if you can tell, but the truck, the interior of the truck is actually really dirty for my standards right now anyways. All the trips out to the studio, you know, a couple times a day, it's dusty and dirty out there, and I'm tracking dirt in here, and there's dust all over everything, and yeah, I need to clean it. Okay, well, when I arrived out at the studio, much to my surprise, the gas guys were out and we're getting ready to do the final gas hookup so we can get a temporary furnace in there soon. So that involves threading some pipe with this rigid pipe threader, and I don't know about you guys, but I'd never seen this done before, so I thought it was pretty cool. And to answer a question I'm sure a lot of you have right now, yes, this was filmed back before winter hit and there was snow on the ground. There is a bit of a tape delay going on right now. However, if you want to see real-time and behind-the-scenes updates, consider becoming a member of the main channel, as I'm always posting updates for members. Alright, well, it's time for the exciting part now, and that's the ceiling panels in the studio. Now, like I mentioned earlier, these are white PVC panels that will go on the ceiling in place of drywall, and the reason I'm not doing drywall anywhere in the studio is simply for ease of cleaning, and then I don't have to worry about moisture in the long term. So once the guys had everything unloaded, they got to work installing the panels, and as you can imagine, this is a relatively quick job. Now for the 4 speaker boxes I've got in the studio, the guys had to cut the hole out on the ground, so after taking a few careful measurements, they'll get the circle marked out and we'll then cut it out with a jigsaw. So the way these PVC panels work is that they're interlocking, and then for the ends, they put in a channel that hides the seam, and then they can carry on with the next row. Each panel is 16 inches by 10 feet long, and they're a ½ inch thick. Now, even though the ceilings are nice and high at 13 feet and shouldn't get any dirt sprayed on them, if it does happen, it's going to be really easy to just wipe it off. Here's a couple of shots of the finished ceiling now, and it's looking really good. And now a couple of days later, and all the drywall for the shop side has been delivered, along with all the mud and primer for the regular textured ceiling that I'm doing over there. Back in the mechanical room now, and the gas manifold has been built, so it won't be long and there'll be a temporary furnace hung in there. Alright guys, well that is going to wrap things up for this episode, but don't worry because there is still a ton of work left to happen here. Now it is really nice to see the ceiling get finished in here, although I don't know if you guys can tell with the audio here, but it is a little bit echoey in here. Now that's because the ceiling doesn't have insulation on it yet, and the drain pit is empty and there's no water in it. But anyways, it's all good though, that'll sort itself out in time. Now as for what's coming next in here, obviously getting the insulation blown into the ceiling here is going to be happening very soon. I will also have an update on the exterior of the building and how all the finishings are coming there, as I don't think I've shown you anything yet. But aside from that, and I'm happy to report that I have ordered my cabinets. I took me a little while to decide exactly what I wanted in here, but they are on order. And I also made a decision on the exact type of LED light fixture that I'm going with. I wasn't sure exactly which color temperature I wanted and how many lumens each fixture would have, but I have made that decision now, so hopefully we'll have light in here soon. And then in terms of big things, the next big thing that should be happening in the studio here at least should be the floor coating that I'm doing, and I'm hoping that's going to be in a couple of weeks. I'm very excited for that. We're also waiting on the overhead door, but COVID and everything, it's things are just delayed, and that's just part of life, building in COVID. I mean, everything's delayed and things are just taking longer. But anyways guys, thank you very much for tuning into this video, and you guys know the drill now because you've been doing it so well already, and that is to absolutely smash the thumbs up button to let me know that you're enjoying these videos. I have certainly had a lot of fun making them, and like I said before, there's lots of work left to come. I can't wait to share more of the progress with you guys, so I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Hello? Hello? Mike's a lazy bum. And he smells funny.